Spitz has come back to talk Texans football. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and here we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. I know it's been a minute, YouTube, especially my Texans out there. Y'all been looking for the Texans video. Y'all been commenting. I've been seeing the comments. Talking about, hey, bro, what's up with the Texans? Why you ain't did no Texans video? You giving up on the Texans. I know for the past couple months I've been doing nothing but Orlando Magic videos. And don't worry, my Orlando Magic fans. I am going to do a final draft preview, a final breakdown, preview of the draft, and also a breakdown of the draft after the draft. So those videos are coming. Don't worry about that. But it's that time of the year. It's training camp. Training camp is approaching us. It's just in a couple of days. And since a certain someone decided to go to camp, we have to sit up here and talk about it. We already know what it is. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Deshaun Watson reported to camp on Sunday with the quarterbacks and was in the quarterback meetings and done the meetings and the Zooms and things like that. And is reported to camp and basically is here in Houston. Okay. Before I get started this, I kind of got to, you know what I'm saying, pull a couple people cards. I told y'all this months ago, man. I set up in these videos months ago telling y'all if Deshaun Watson was still a Houston Texan, by the time camp starts, he was not going to hold out. People was all like, he's going to hold out, bro. He's accounting for all this. He stands for trade. He's not going to want that. He's not going to miss that money. I've been sitting up and telling y'all this for months. Then when the allegations came, I damn sure knew he wasn't going to get it. And then it was basically cemented once them endorsement deals, where he lost $11 million in endorsement deals. So that right there basically cemented that if he was still a Houston Texan, he had no leverage to stand on. He had no foot to stand on to sit up and be like, I'm not going to go to practice. I'm not, because of the fines. The new CBA that they signed last year in 2020 is probably the biggest advocate of this, the biggest selling factor in this whole situation, that they can't rescind them fines even if they wanted to. They can't waive the fines like they did years and years past. So he was going to get fined. He was going to lose money. And because, he paying Rusty Harden, he might end up having to have a settlement. He lost $11 million in endorsements. I mean, he gotta make some bread. So he can't afford to just piss money down his leg just to be, I want to get traded, so I'm not gonna come to Houston. So now let's get that out the way. All right, so we ain't got that out the way. So reports said that he came in, that he was respectful, but his demeanor was still very somber. He still is hard-fast and wants to be traded. And now the Houston Texans are listening to trade offers. Back earlier this year, they was hanging up the phone and said they had no interest in trading Deshaun Watson. Now the stances have been changed that they are actually entertaining trade offers, but nothing is concrete. The Texans asking price as of right now, from the last time I checked, they want 5 high rounds. That doesn't mean 5 first. That means 5 high picks. And I'm looking at more likely probably 3 1s, 2 2s, and they're also looking at a couple of starters. So, which means probably I'll start on offense or start on defense, and if not both, stars on defense. Because that's really where I think you would probably get the most bang for your buck, because if you get some stars on defense. Now you got teams out there. Miami's been in the mix since day one. Denver, they're kind of in the mix. You heard their name. They heard their rumblings. I know everybody seen with K-Jack and Akeem Lee was talking about a couple months ago. Philly probably has the best trade packages because they have all the draft assets. Carolina's name's been thrown out there, but I don't really see the assets that they have. Washington's been thrown out there and things like that. This is the deal. It's going to be hard to trade Deshaun Watson with these whole allegations. That's been my stance since the allegations dropped. That these more allegations they have, and also some of them have finally or I think some additional women have went and filed some police reports. That still doesn't change too much as of right now because he has not been charged. All this, they went to complain to the police, and the police had to do with an investigation. This does guarantee that Deshaun Watson will get suspended, but he has not been suspended yet. And that's another thing that's like hovering over the balance because he's not been suspended. So since he's not been suspended, since he has not been suspended yet, everybody knows the suspension is coming down the pipeline. If not commissioner exemplis, it's gonna be hard to try to give up assets for a guy that more likely won't play for you this year. So, will Deshaun play? Will Deshaun won't play? It's for the Texans because will he be traded? Will he not be traded? if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I'm actually taking my Texan fandom out of it. This is me personally. If I was a Houston Texans organization, if I was running the organization, I'm not doing Deshaun no favors. And what I mean by that, this whole thing of, well, since he showed up to camp, because this, like I said, I knew he was going to show up to camp because it was in the best interest for him to show up to camp. Because if he didn't show up to camp, he's going to get what? Fined. Now, he shows up to camp, he has to get paid. Now, the Texans can send him home, or Roger Goodell can put him on the exempt list, which means he will have to go home, and he will still get paid. If the Texans send him home, he'll get paid. If the commissioner exempt list, he will still get paid. If I'm the Texans, I'm not doing him no favors. I'm not about to sit up here. You want out, right? You want out? You made this bed. You lied. You want out. You want to get traded. Okay, cool. Whatever it is, I'm not saying guilt or innocence when it comes to the whole allegation situation. But at the very least, like I said from the beginning, he's very stupid. He's guilty of being stupid for putting himself in this position, not having himself protected in some type of way when he was getting these massages. Even if he did absolutely nothing wrong, at the very least you have to understand who you are, that you're a celebrity, you're worth millions of dollars, and you have people out there, you have sack chasers out there, exactly that, out there chasing the check, chasing the check. They're going to do whatever they can to get that. They don't care if they throw your name in the mud, lie on you, whatever, rob, steal, whatever. They don't care. So you have to put yourself in that position. You have to put yourself in a protected position. Like, hey, sign this right here. So, hey, you signed it. Nah, ain't nothing going on. Ain't supposed to go on. And you can't say whatever. Or have a witness. If you got it done at your house, have cameras, have surveillance. You brought your girl. You bring a whole bunch of your boys, whatever. You bring some way of getting protected. Quincy Averson, his ass always want to talk about some shit. You should have brought his dumb ass up there. Like, you always have somebody to sit there and protect you. You always have some form of protection, some type of protection, so you won't put yourself into this type of mess. So at the very least, he's stupid in that regard. So because of that, I'm not doing you no favors. I'm not gonna send you home so I can still pay you. No, bring your ass to camp. You want to get paid? Come to camp. Hey, we about to practice. You go out there and practice. And know what? And since they have to send somebody to talk to the media, you going up to the podium. Oh, we don't want a circus. Newsflash. With or without Deshaun. Deshaun was here, or if he didn't come at all, or if you trade Deshaun, it's going to be a circus. Regardless. The only way that's less of a circus, if you hurry up and trade him now, and it's going to be a circus for a couple of days because they're going to talk about the type of Deshaun Watson trade. But outside of that, no matter what, if Deshaun's here, if Deshaun's not here, if he gets suspended, whatever, it's going to be a quote-unquote distraction, a quote-unquote circus. So go ahead. He made that bed, line it. You go up there and answer some questions. You go up there and talk. We're going to act like everything normal. Take your ass up there and talk. We already know what he's going to say. When the people ask him about the allegations, he's going to refer back to his lawyer, his legal team. He can't talk. When they ask him about him being traded, he's going to sit up there and say, I'm here at training camp. How long you want to be a Texan? How long you plan to be a Texan over here? I'm at training camp. I'm here. I'm at training camp trying to get better. I'm at training camp trying to get better. Or do you want to win football games for the Houston Texans? I want to win. And I'm here to get better. I'm at training camp. The whole I'm here so I won't get fined type situation. That's how he can handle it if he gets put in a situation. But we already know how weak-minded this organization is. They're so no. They not that hard stance. No matter how Nick Casario looked like a mafia boss and he came from the Patriots organization, we already know they don't got the guts to do no type of shit like that. We already know. Let's call it spade a spade. We already know they don't have the guts to do nothing like that. Now, let's talk about the trade. Because we'll talk about the trade potential. Like I said, they said the reports out there is they want at least 5 picks, five high picks, which means a combination of first and seconds and some quality players. That's still not the maximum, or that's still not equal value for a franchise quarterback. Deshaun Watson, fully healthy. If he plays his whole career, without any injuries or anything like that, he is a top 5 quarterback year in and year out. He's in the MVP conversation year in and year out, and the team he plays for is constantly in championship contention year in and year out for the next 10 to 15 years. There's nothing outside of getting another franchise quarterback that can equal that value. Because that's something that you can't equal to. You have teams that go decades. Newsflash, the Houston Texans are one of them damn teams. They went decades without While even being put in that position, and you hear stupid stuff like, "Oh, if we get the first pick, we need to draft a franchise-changing defensive end or franchise change." Newsflash: this is not basketball. Basketball, there's a such thing as a franchise-changing point guard, center, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. In the sport of football, there's only one position that can change. There's no such thing as a franchise changing left tackle or a franchise changing corner or a franchise changing defensive end. Who's at the best defensive end, who's the best defensive player in the past 10 to 15 years? One of the Texans, one of J.J. Watt. And still, with him getting 20 plus sacks, with him winning 3 defensive player of the years. The first player in NFL history to win 3 defensive player of the year was, I think, second behind Lawrence Taylor, of winning 3 defensive player of the years. They didn't become relevant until they got Deshaun Watson. And they made the playoffs, won 12 games. The Texans weren't relevant until they got a quarterback. So there's no such thing as a franchise changing anything outside quarterback. Stop it. You already have that guy. You have the franchise changing guy. And now you can't get equal value from him because there's no such thing as getting equal value for a franchise changing guy. Now the only thing you can do is try to get the most, because there's a difference between getting equal value and maximizing your value. You can get a maximum value. You can maximize your value, but you won't get equal value because there's nothing to equate to that. But you can get a very high compensation. And the Eagles do have the best trade package because if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps, they'll have 3 first-round picks next year. So that gives them that entices them even more to, hey, trade and give 2 first-round picks this year because they still got a first-round pick on the back end and then give you a second and a player or 2, more than likely give you Jalen Hurts. Now, if I'm the Houston Texans, I'm not trading Deshaun Watson this season. This is not me even just wanting Deshaun Watson to play. Truth be told, you hit me up some truth serum, yes, I want Deshaun Watson to be a Houston Texan. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I ain't going to act like that. Yes, I want Deshaun Watson to still be a Houston Texan. But I know that shit more than likely is already sell. But my thing is this. This is my thing here. Because you don't want to trade him to a team. And because if you trade them right now, you don't know the draft ain't until April. You don't know when the season ain't played yet. You don't know when none of these draft picks fall. So you have a better idea of where these draft picks fall after the season's over with because you know exactly where they fall. So because of that, that's the reason why I won't trade them until the season over with. Fuck trading them now. Fuck trading them during the trade deadline. All that shit. I'm not trading him until the end. I'm not trading him until the end of the season where I know where everything is falling. That's like, so I know. Okay, I know what my picks is for my team, and then okay, I know the Eagles. The Eagles got now. I know the Eagles have 3 first-round picks. The Carson Wentz play all 75%. The Eagles have a 5th pick. The Eagles have the 11th pick, and the Eagles also have pick 25. All right, cool. Give me 5 and 11, and then give me 5. Give me 11. And then give me whatever your second round pick, whatever the case may be. Or hey, now Miami got 2 first round picks, but say both Miami first round picks are in the high 20s, or something of that nature. So because of that, I'm gonna wait to see exactly when these draft picks fall. Not to mention if you trade Deshaun Watson now and he doesn't get suspended, then the team that he traded to, more than likely, it's going to be a good team. At the very least, a decent team, if not a good team, especially if it's Miami or Denver. Because if it's Miami, they're going to be a playoff team. So now that draft capital that you get for them is going to be even lower. Denver depends because Denver doesn't really have draft capital. So with Denver, you're definitely going to get picks. I mean, you're going to get Patrick Surtain, a Bradley Chubb. I'm gonna need Cortland Sutton. I'm gonna need Jerry Jeudy. I'm gonna need some players, a couple of players, not to mention draft compensation, and then you're going to give up future draft picks. At least with the Eagles, they can give you 2 first round picks now and a future first. Miami, the same thing. They can give you draft picks in this coming up draft plus future first and they second round picks. Denver's going to have to give you all future picks because, especially if you're trying to get 3 to 4 first round picks, and then that really puts them in the hard. That really puts them in the hard position. And I can see them not doing that because, like, damn, I got to give you players and I got to give you future picks for the next couple of years. But they might feel like, hey, shit, we got Deshaun Watson. The future picks is going to be in the 20s. So, and it's still the whole looming thing of is he or is he not going to get suspended? When is he going to get suspended? Because now I don't think it's even a point of if he is he not. It's more fact when he's going to get suspended. And I think that is really I think that's really what teams are harping on. The reason why teams not trading, or why I think teams will be reserved to trade, not because of the allegations. NFL teams don't give a damn about this shit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They really don't care. They worry about the suspension. And they want to know if it's going to be 6 games, it's going to be 8 games, is it going to be 10 games, is it going to be the full season, is it going to be this year, is it going to bleed into next year, that type of situation. They want to know those type of things. They want clarity on that. That's why, as far as trading them, the worst thing for the other teams is that he gets put on the exempt list, because he gets put on the exempt list. He'll be on the exempt list, and then he will eventually get suspended. They want him to be on the exempt list, and that counts as suspension. Exempt list is always a placeholder, because we don't know exactly what I want. That's all the commissioner exempt list is Roger Goodell saying, I'm suspending you, but I don't know exactly what I want to punish you with, so I'm suspending you with pay until I actually give you actual punishment. So it's really like you're getting punished twice. You'd rather just go ahead and get the suspension and get it over with. But I think Goodell wants to wait. And like I said about the Texans, not want to do Deshaun no favors. I feel the same way about Roger Goodell. He doesn't want to do Deshaun no favors. Like, Deshaun is trying to force his way out. He did put a black eye on the NFL as far as putting himself in this type of situation, and then this whole thing with him basically want to get traded. Don't get it wrong. I'm pretty sure that Roger Goodell and the NFL are kind of upset with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. That, remember, we were a week and a half, 2 weeks from Brady versus Mahomes, the GOAT versus the baby GOAT, in the Super Bowl. First team ever to host a Super Bowl game in Tampa Bay. And the conversation was all about the whole Deshaun Watson not being happy. That was leading every show. That was leading all the talks. Was Deshaun Watson, because it's never been seen before. A franchise quarterback who just got paid want his way out, and why he wants his way out, and all the type of things that's going on, all the undercut things, and Cal Manera basically choosing Jack East to be, and who's the Jack East to be over Deshaun Watson type situation. The NFL didn't like that. Also, Deshaun Watson trying to force his way out and basically pulling a LeBron NBA type a power play. The NFL ain't like that. So the NFL doesn't want to do Deshaun Watson no favors. Put him on the exempt list basically does him a favor. It sends him home and he gets paid. Like, no, you want to get paid, you're going to have to show up and play, practice, whatever. So, do I think Deshaun Watson is going to play a game for the Houston Texans? Like, even though he shows up, I don't think so. I believe the Texans will eventually send him home, because I believe they're a weak organization, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to find the easy way out, like, just go home and basically pay him. So basically, you're going to pay somebody just to sit at home, which anybody's going to take that. Deshaun Watson will get a dub in that regard and just sit back and wait till he gets traded. And then I think the Texans will probably do some bullshit and probably trade him either right before the season or maybe a week or two after the season start. And really, I don't see him getting traded within this week. It's a possibility. I don't think so. But I do think the Texans will basically pull some weak stuff, because that's the Texans and that's what they do. They pull weak stuff. And we'll basically see what we have once a trade or anything more concrete comes down. We'll know more about it, and they will definitely break it down. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe, y'all comment below. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think if y'all was in this position. Let me know if y'all was in this position, both. If y'all was Deshaun and if y'all was an organization. That's really what I want you to do. That's homework for y'all. That's what I want to see in the comment section. I want to see you guys comment if y'all was Deshaun Watson and if y'all was the organization. And hey, if you want to add in extra credit, add in if you was Roger Goodell. What would you do? If you were Deshaun, what would you do? If you were the organization, what would you do? If you want to add in, if you was Roger Goodell, what would you do? So y'all let me know. Hey, and if you want to put out trade scenarios, we could talk about that. Hey, and if you want me to talk about some of y'all trade scenarios, y'all comment them trade scenarios, and I'll do a video talking about them as well. So like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.